سلام، خیلی خوش آمدین به اولین ویدیو آموزش قدم به قدم بازی از چنل پلی درایو. داخل این پلیلیست میخوایم آموزش بازی د کینگدم کام دلیورنس 2 رو براتون بذاریم. تا اونجایی که میدونم کمتر یوتیوبرای ایرانی آموزش کاملش رو براتون گذاشتن. حالا تقریبا هر یه روز در میون یه پارت یه ساعته قرار آپلود کنیم. با این آموزش با ما همراه باشین. ویدیو رو خیلی طولانی نمی‌کنیم، بریم سراغ پارت 1. نیو گیم من باید بزنم. کاتسینای اول بازی یه مقدار طولانیه. شما حالا اگه دیده بودید یا دوست نداشتین ببینین میتونین ویدیو رو جلو بکشین. من کاتسینا رو رد نمی کنم که اونایی که دوست داشتن بتونن ببینن.
What are you doing here? Go and take cover in the keep.
Can't hold out against this onslaught much longer. Go and take cover with the others.
Where's your weapon?
To the battlements! Move!
Father! Will you come to anoint us before we die?
We'll get anointed after the battles are hands. With booze. Get ready! Take cover! Now! Form up!
A rude awakening, eh? Make it count.
اولین قسمت بازیه که میشه پلی داد.
Get up there quick! We have to repel them! Shoot him!
اینو نمیگم.
Dive, you swine! Got him!
جا خالی داد. بازم جا خالی داد. آه
don't poke at it. Just calm down.
Oh, dentist Fortuna, fucking you, vat. Jesus. You're only supposed to deliver a message to Trotsky. And the most adventure I was expecting was a fuck or two.
الان میاد نشون میده میخوایم بازی کنیم. چند هفته قبل از این اتفاقی که الان افتاد دیدید. گفتم شما میتونید کاتینا رو رد کنید. این دیگه دل بخواه دیگه دست خودتون. اگه دوست داشتید میتونید ببینید، اگه دوست نداشتید میتونید ویدیو رو بکشید جلو.
Oh, dentist Fortuna, you rat!
What's that you keep yelling, Sir Hans?
Good gracious, Harry, you don't mean to tell me you don't know Latin?
My apologies, Your Grace. Unfortunately, I was too busy shoveling shit and picking turnips to find time for studying Latin.
We shall have to rectify that. I can't have an ignoramus for a personal bodyguard.
Anyway, this Audens, whatever. What does that actually mean?
Oh, dentes fortuna juvat. Fortune favors the brave.
I don't doubt it. All we have to do is deliver a letter to Lord Otto von Bergov and ride back again. Doesn't take much bravery.
Christ, Henry, don't be such a stick in the mud. Aren't you glad to be finally out of that hellhole where we can finally enjoy some adventure? See a bit of the world. Meet new women. And simply have some fun.
Sure, but you promised Johannes that you'd be as good as gold, and I'm personally responsible for your safety. Besides, Trotsky's in the middle of nowhere, so I wouldn't expect much excitement there.
God help me, my bodyguard's a monk who can't speak Latin.
Sir, Trotsky.
My word. That is fucking impressive. It makes Perkstein look like an outhouse. Berghoff must be made of money. Well, Henry, looking forward to new adventures? Adventures that will become the stuff of legends?
Of course I am. We'll show them what fine fellas have turned up
ببینید
on
این
their
گیم اگه
doorstep.
آشنا باشید
You
باشه یه
bet
مقدار
we
بازی
will.
سنگینیه
We'll
و
hand over our
گرافیک خوبی.
important message and then hop,
و اونجاییم که
skip
ما
to the
داریم
nearest
میکورد
tavern.
میکنیم شاید
We'll
یه
drink to
مقدار
our
باگ
success,
ریزی بخوره.
chase some
خب پس سعی
local
کنید
wenches,
اینا رو
eh?
نادیده بگیرید اگه براتون
But
مهم.
why didn't Uncle Hanners take care of it himself? Unless, maybe he's just testing me.
Aye, it does look like that. He'll hand over all the Ratai estates to you one day. So I expect he wants to be sure you won't botch it.
Of course. How could I possibly botch it up? There are foreign armies rampaging through Bohemia. The king is in captivity, God knows where, and here we are in the middle of it all, carrying an important document. No, I intend to make the most of this trip, one way or another.
So do I. How is that? Fortuna...
Al dentes fortuna juvat! See now, there's the Henry I know and love. Well, enough of the chat. Trotsky's almost within reach.
Sir Hans, how's it looking there in the back?
All good, Oates. Just keep your eyes on the road ahead.
Exactly. If anything in front of us even looks like it's moving, we want to know.
Keep your hair on, Nick. Old Oak's got eyes like a hawk. I don't miss nothing.
Sir. Should we get ready for a fight?
Take it easy, Henry. They're wearing von Bergov's colours. They're from Trotsky.
Surround them! Don't let them get away!
Besides, don't stand a chance against them. Don't do anything foolish, fellas. Just follow my orders.
Halt! What are you after here?
Is this usually how you greet visitors, my good man?
This is how we greet armed strangers when bandits are pillaging everywhere.
Can you not distinguish between a noble and a bandit, sir?
It's not always that straightforward these days. Who are you people?
Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. I bear a letter for Sir Otto von Berghoff from my master, Sir Hanush of Leipa.
This is indeed the seal of the Lords of Leipa. And unless I am mistaken, Lord Hanush of Leipa is on the side of King Wenceslas.
Well,
While my master is a member of the League of Lords, who side with King Sigismund.
well,
So it would appear we are enemies.
We're not enemies. We're carrying a message with the aim of putting a stop to the hostilities.
And who are you?
Henry. From Skalitz.
دقت کنید دیالوگایی که تو این بازی انتخاب میکنید داستان بازی رو شکل میده. اکثر دیالوگا میتونه یه چی باشه ولی خب داستان رو یه مقدار متفاوت میکنه. اگه دوست داشتین میتونید دیالوگایی که من زدم و شما هم همونا رو بزنید. بهترین گزینه‌ای که میزنم ایناست.
I'm a soldier and Lord Capon's bodyguard. My job is to defend him with my life.
From Skalitz, you say? The one that King Sigismund's Cuman forces plundered?
And slaughtered everyone. Even so, I'm not going to Trotsky as an enemy, but as a peace envoy.
Even so, you're still strangers here, and armed strangers to boot. And as it happens, we're on the trail of just such a band, so why should I trust you?
اینا رو اگه دوست داشتین به نظرم حالا یا پاوز کنید یا خودتون اگه موقع بازی بعدم بخونید. خیلی چیزای مهمی نیستش.
We want to negotiate an alliance, and we can help you with those bandits. Together, we'll put them in their place, as a sign of goodwill. And then you'll escort us to Trotsky, and everything will be explained. You'll see.
Judging by the looks of you, your help might well come in handy. All right. Sorry about the cold reception. We must be cautious. These bandits create mayhem then vanish like ghosts. We'll be on our way.
Oh, so you won't accompany us to the castle to see your lord?
Sorry, sir, we can't. Listen, you won't make it to the castle before nightfall, and Sir Otto's orders are to not admit anyone after dark, especially while we're away. You'd best camp until daybreak.
I'll take your point. I mean, back home, the last time someone led a nobleman in trouble into their castle, we had to bombard it to get him out. Is there an inn in these parts, at least?
There is one, but it's a bit of a way out, and I'm not sure your lordship would like it very much.
God! What kind of a backwater have they sent us to? I just suppose we'll just have to manage somehow. Good luck in hunting down those bandits.
Thomas, captain at Trotsky. Thank you. And sorry again. Farewell.
Farewell.
Well, this is a bit of a hold-up. What now?
Well, since there's no tavern within reach, we'll just bed down here for the night. I mean, the pond looks inviting, and we've got wine enough.
And what about those bandits?
Well, they're probably keeping their heads down, what with that big patrol combing the woods for them. Come on, fellas. We'll camp here on the bank. At least we can bathe. I stink almost as bad as the rest of you, and you lot are rank.
خب اینجا باز سگتون رو صدا کنین.
For Christ's sake! Henry!
Come here!
off that
What's all the
damn
fuss
dog
about, Mutt?
before he
Are you
won't
that
tell the
hungry?
last of our
All right,
mates.
I'll see what I can get for you.
Well, hoorah!
Here, Mutt.
الان با غذا براش پیدا کنیم.
Pain in the ass.
Listen, would you have some scraps for Mutt?
That's a good one. He already gobbled up a piece of venison while I was having a piss. I've got one last sausage and I'll be saving that for the way back. Look, Henry, I'm fond of that beast, but you ought to keep him under control.
Wouldn't you swap it for something?
I might. Tankard has my ring. I lost it to him at dice, and if I go home without it, my old woman will send me right back. If you can get it back, I'll be glad to give you that sausage.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
الان برای گرفتن غذا برای سگ کاراکتر باید حلقه
Come on, Conrad.
این پیرمرد رو تو این بازی بگیرم. این بازی یه مقدار قوانینش
How many times do I have to tell
پیچیده
you?
است. اگه
I
یه مقدار
ain't
دقت
playing
کنیم
with
خیلی
you.
بازی ساده
Why
میشه.
not?
حالا احتمال
Because
خیلی
you
زیاد
cheat.
دست اول به خاطر
I do not.
الگوریتم بازی میبازید.
And how come you
حالا
always
بذارین
win
توی
then,
بازی
eh?
نشونتون بدم.
That's an easy one.
بقیه دیالوگا هم میتونید بزنید. تأثیر خیلی خاصی تو این قسمت بازی نداره. حالا اگه دوست داشتید بدونید میتونید بزنید.
I see you've got dice set up. Want a game?
Sure. How's about spicing it up with a little wager?
I heard you won a ring off Oates. What about that?
Fortune favours the brave, lad. But if you lose, you'll pay for everything I order in the tavern in Trotsky. All right?
یه سری کمبوها داره که الان دارید مشاهده میکنید. بعد گل میذاره. الان توی بازی که میاره 1500 تاست. باید هر کی زودتر به اون گل برسه یه حالت شرط بندی رو میبره. حالا بذارین داخل بازی نشونتون بدم دقیق بهتر متوجه میشید.
Today's my lucky day. I can feel it in my bones.
ببینید تاسا رو میندازه. خب الان 3 تا 3 داریم. حالا من روی پی سی دارم بازی کنم، کیبورد حالا گزینه حرف تی برای من هلپو میاره، حالا رو دسته برای شما فرق داره احتمالا. میاد اینجا کمبو رو نوشته، مثلا زده 3 تا 3 300 امتیاز انتخاب میکنید. اگه اون پایین سمت چپ رو نگاه کنید هنری نوشته سلکت 300 تاست. حالا دو تا گزینه داریم اینجا، یکی گزینه اسکور ان کانتینیو، وقتی اینو بزنید این 3 تا تاس رو میذاره کنار، 3 تا تاس باقی مونده رو دوباره شرط بندی میکنه. حالا اینجا دوباره دو تا گزینه امکان داره که باست بشه، یعنی هیچی امتیاز نتونید بگیرید و این 300 تاتون هم میپره. اگه گزینه بعدی رو بزنید اسکور هم پس 300 رو بر میداره، دست میچرخه، میشه نوبت نفر
What are
بعدی.
you waiting
به
for?
نظرم اگه 300
Hell
تا
to
250
freeze
تا
over?
به بالا بود اونقدر ریسکشو نکنید، اسکور هم پس رو بزنید اینجوری.
Aye, that'll do. No, that's as far as I go.
دوباره 3 تا 3 داریم. حالا این دفعه اسکورن کانتینیو رو براتون میزنم ببینید این چجوری میشه. دو تا 2 اینا که هیچی نمیشه، یه دونه 5 داریم که 50 امتیازه. من الان مثلا دیگه ریسک این دوتا رو نمی کنم، اسکورن پس رو میزنم، میشه 350 امتیاز. یک مثلا 100 امتیازه، میاد اینجا نگاه میکنید کمبو رو،
Here. My God, I'm done.
500 تا. مکانیزم بازی یه جوریه، دست اول به احتمال خیلی زیاد امکان داره ببازید. حالا میبینیم مثلا نگاه کنیم 3 تا 4 400 امتیازه. حالا دیگه اسکورن کانتینیو رو میزنم. حالا خب اینجا یه دونه 5 داریم، میشه 450 امتیاز، احتمال زیاد میبره. بله
Damn! What's
باست که
this?
بهتون میگفتم این بود. حالا اگه بتونیم 400 تا رو 3 تا 1 میشه 1000 تا امتیاز و اسکورم پس
You must
2100
have a...
امتیاز.
Damn your eyes. You played well. Ah,
فقط باید
what's to be
کمبو ها رو
done?
نگاه کنید،
A
اونا
bet
رو
is a
انجام
bet.
بدید دیگه،
Here's your
بقیهش
ring.
به شانس و شرط بندیه بیشتر دیگه. خب الان حلقه رو
Come on,
گرفتیم.
Conrad.
What?
Let's throw a few dice.
گزینه اولی میزنیم، میگه من حلقه تو پس گرفتم.
It seems Tankard can't tell a 5 from a 6. I won that ring off him.
You beat the bastard. Ha! You're a dab hand, Henry. Thanks. Will you give it to me? If I go home without it, the old woman will break her broom over my back.
What will you give me for it?
Well, all I've got here is some grub. Want a sausage? It's venison.
All right. And enough games. You won't easily find another mug who'll exchange a ring for a sausage.
Yeah. True enough.
Leave me alone.
خب الان باید به این غذا بدیم.
One little game. One
Here you
little
go.
game.
Take it.
Go and take my last groschen.
خیلی خوب.
Henry. Oh, that was a tight thing with the captain, eh?
اینجور گزینه‌ها فرقی نداره، اونقدی تو روند داستان تاثیر نمیذاره، هر کدوم حالا خودتون دوست داشتین رو میتونید بزنید.
I got the feeling you'd lost your tongue.
Just for a moment. But true enough. That bastard surprised me a bit.
Well, that's what I'm here for. To deal with that kind of stuff.
And I must say, that was pretty good for your first action as leader of my bodyguard. Let's see if you keep it up. But we managed the situation all right in the end. He even apologized to us. If Hannah had seen it. Maybe he'd finally stop treating me like a child, eh?
Well, I don't know. When I look at you, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Kiss my arse. And by the way, since you're here, how about stretching our limbs a bit? After that long journey. With a bit of swordplay.
You're in the mood for that after riding so long?
Certainly. So then, eh? Eh?
All right then. Just a bit of swordplay for the hell of it? Or should we have a wager?
Let's save the wagers for later.
Oh, you afraid?
Keep the biting remarks to yourself. You've got armor on, so just grab your helmet. Here's a practice sword for you. Have that ready too.
حالا بیشتر توتوریال مبارزه بازیه. باید هلمت رو الان چیز کنید. خب اینا رو بعداً کامل به نظرم بخونین بهتره. حالا ما الان یه مقدار ریز نشونتون میدم. حالا اگه دوست داشتین میتونین پاوز کنین ویدیو رو، استاپ کنید، اینا رو بخونید. استاتا رو نشون میده. اینونتوری بازی. این بازی هم مثل بقیه بازی دیگه مثلا ویت مشخص داره، مقدار وزن مشخصی میتونین وسیله کری کنین. الان باید اینا رو انتخاب کنیم. خیلی خوب. چیه؟ نمیدونم. خب
So, should we start?
Ready?
خیلی خوب.
Let's start. Draw your sword.
Hang on. This time, let's get warmed up. I'll attack you a few times. You defend.
Go ahead. Impress me. Is that the best you've got? I didn't even work up a sweat.
Oh, you will soon enough. A foe in plate armor has to be worn down.
Let's see it then. Attack properly now. A longer sequence. Enough.
Now you're warmed up, eh?
Yeah.
اگه با موس بازی میکنید باید جهت موس رو عوض کنید، مخصوصا توی دفاع. الان اگه با دستین که شوک سمت راست و آرسو رو باید چیز کنید.
Gladly. On guard.
دفاع هم باید سمت حمله که داره میاد بگیرید. مثلا اگه سمت راست بگیرید، مثلا پایین بگیرید. من سنسیویتیم یه مقدار بالاه. این موس میره بیرون.
Nice. Defend yourself properly. Good.
That's enough. No one's ever won a duel just by blocking. You've got to make an opening to strike back. And you do that by means of a perfect block.
Perfect block, eh? You've become a real swordsman.
Start your attack then.
You're doing great, Henry. Keep your distance, Henry.
اینم که یه حالت پریه دیگه. باید سعی کنید تا لحظه آخر دفاع رو نگیرید. آخر سر دفاع رو بگیرید. پرفکت بلاک به اسمش میاد تو این بازی.
Nice. But what about a
باید
riposte?
حواستون به جهات خیلی
Reckon you can
باشه.
manage that?
Why wouldn't I? Nothing to it. I just follow up a perfect block immediately
اینم که
with a
باید بعد
strike.
همین پرفکت بلاکی که گفت
Get ready.
استرایک رو بزنید دیگه، یعنی حمله کنید.
Good, Henry. Sweet. Well, hey, you're not as good as Captain Bernard, but that wasn't bad.
Be sure to remember, if someone gives you a riposte, you can still fend it off with a perfect block. And it's best to follow up right away with your own riposte.
Yeah, right. But what if I want to attack in such a way that you can't make a perfect block?
Then it's best to attack at a spot where your opponent isn't covered. Where he's not holding his weapon. You defend, and I'll show you how.
All right. Come on then. Nice work, Henry.
الان باید 4 تا ضربه بزنید که به خودش بخوره. 4 تا.
All right, all right. I get it. For Christ's sake. Enough demonstrations and explanations.
Let's have one training duel to finish up, eh?
Indeed. And let's have a wager to spice things up. How about 100
حالا اینجا
groschen?
میگه که شرط ببندیم. حالا 3 تا گزینه است. آخری که میگه من نمیخوام شرط ببندم، دومی میگه سوت، میگه مثلا اوکیه برا من. اولی هم میگه اگه میخوام مثلا میتونی حالا شرط رو بیشتر کنیم. من حالا گزینه دومو بیشتر حال میکنم. این میگم اینجور گزینه ها دیگه دست خودتونه، هر کدومو دوست دارید میتونید انتخاب کنید.
All right, 100 groschen it is.
Defend yourself.
Nice technique. Did you see that?
Your first hit.
حواستون به استامینی هم باید خیلی باشه، خیلی زود کم میشه، مخصوصا تو دفاع. همینجوری پشت سر هم میاد تا اینکه ببینید رنگ صفحه عوض میشه. اینجوری استامینی تمام شد.
Ow! Kurwa! How do you do it?
یه سری کمبو داره، یه مقدار بازی کنید متوجه میشین خیلی سخت نیست. مکانیزم قشنگی داره فایت این بازی. ولی خب دقت کنیم پایین رو که میزنی اکثرا از بالا میشه ضربه زد. حالا اینجا کری خونی هم میتونید بکنید.
Die!
Nice block.
Knock the stuffing out of it.
و تمام.
I yield. Enough. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're unstoppable. Oh, you won the bet, fair and square. I'll settle with you when we get to
مثلا
Trotsky.
نمیدونم به چه کاری میاد هنوز
Now let's
اینا
go
رو،
and
ولی
eat.
برمی‌داریم
That
دیگه.
swordplay gave me quite an appetite.
و خیلی خوب این قسمتش هم تمام میشه.
You're my doggy, eh?
So who won, gentlemen?
Oh, it seems this isn't my day. I knew I shouldn't have bet with you. You've improved since that last time in Ratai.
حالا میگم این دیالوگا خیلی تأثیری نداره، ولی خب میتونید همینایی که من میزنم رو بزنید.
I won back then too, as I recall. You had to give me your bow.
You were unbelievably lucky, beating me after just one day of training. True, I wasn't in my best form that day. We had a drink or two beforehand.
Oats? What's this food supposed to be?
What's left of our supplies? Tomorrow we'll be at the castle, and we'll get some decent grub.
If you told us earlier, I could have shot a hare. And you could have cooked it like they did in the tavern the day before yesterday.
That tavern where you drank away all your coin?
Ha! You've got to have some fun.
And then you tried it on with the innkeeper's daughter when you were shit-faced.
She was pretty. A real peach. Admit it.
Only a fella was there.
خب اینجا نگاه کنید یه سری دیالوگا هست که اونا رو وقتی انتخاب کنید یه سری ابیلیتی شما رو آپگرید میکنه. الان مثلا اولی گزینه استرنف، دومی ویتالیتی، اسپیچ. حالا خیلی تو خط داستانی استوری تأثیری ندارن، ولی خب ابیلیتی تونه. حالا من استرنف رو بیشتر دوست دارم. حالا کم کم همشون رو آپگرید میکنین، ولی خب از اولش یه سری ها رو آپگرید کنین، استرنف رو آپگرید کنین بهتره اون اول بازی.
And I had to drag you out of that tavern before everyone pounced on us.
And he had his work cut out. You wasn't having it much.
Now,
الان
if
بالا
you was
سمت
able
راست
to
رو نگاه
court the
کنید
lasses
میگه
like
که
me,
لول جدیدی
maybe
گرفت،
she
استرنف
wouldn't have
لول
started
17 شد.
screeching.
I can't say I'm surprised. Just imagine it, fellas. You're a fair maiden. Your lovely locks falling on your shoulders. No thought of wickedness. And then Tankard's fat head appears before you with his crooked mouth. And he says,
Where's the shit, oh my pretty?
Ha! I've got nothing to regret. The whole world turns around wenches. Ain't that right, Henry?
Hmm?
You never gave us the goods on that lass of yours. What was her name now?
Teresa. She lived with that crook Peshek at the mill.
And she saved my life.
A brave girl.
Aye. She's a fine lass. And? Is she any good? Like, is she any good? Get me?
اینجا به نظر من اولیو بزنید ولی.
She's my sweetheart. And that's all I'll tell you.
Ach, don't be such a monk. Out with it.
و اینجا هم دومی.
Ah, forget it, you horny goat. This discussion is over.
you know, this travelling isn't too bad.
Apart from the mosquitoes.
Aye. Apart from them.
Where were you yesterday evening, Henry? You were late for supper. That's not what I call watching over our Lord.
Hey, don't make trouble.
این همون قبلی هست که گفتم یه سری ابیلیتی رو آپگرید میکنه. حالا اگه شما مثلا خیلی سبک اسلف بازی میکنید میتونید اونو مخفی کاری بازی میکنید، میتونید اینو بزنید. حالا یه لول میره بالا. اگه سوایور رو میزنید، حالا من آخری رو میزنم. این دیگه بستگی به خودتون داره.
I needed a bit of peace and quiet. I had a stroll around, checking out what plants grow here, praying for the success of our mission. Then I came back.
At last someone with some sense who's not in a hurry all the time.
If I always had to think everything over, but...
I wouldn't have rolled in the hay with so many girls if I spent my time just thinking about it.
Thanks for the prayer, anyway.
And what about, time, sir? I mean, will we be getting any time off, sir?
It depends. Once von Berghoff hears us out, we should set off back home immediately.
What? Straight back on the road?
Well, we could stay a day or two, perhaps.
Does anyone know anything more about von Berghoff?
اینجا فرقی نداره ولی به نظرم اولیه رو بزنید.
I've already told you all I know. Von Berghoff is a very important nobleman, the royal chamberlain. He administers the country for the king, collects taxes. It's like this. There's the king, then him, then a very big gap, and then me. And we are envoys sent to offer him an alliance.
I heard he insists on having the finest swords, and that he's got a big collection of all kinds of swords and daggers.
Collecting them ain't the same as knowing how to use them.
And is he any good at sword fighting? It ain't nothing easy to learn.
حالا اینا میگه که کدوم سلاح بیشتر ترجیح میدین. اولی که شمشیر، دومی سلاح سنگین هیوی وپنه مثل پتک و همر و اینجور چیزا. آنارمد هم که مشت دست خالیه. مارکسمن هم که تیر کمونه. حالا من خودم هیوی سورد و اینو دوست دارم. هیوی سورد رو بیشتر دوست دارم. هیوی وپن ها رو.
I prefer other weapons. Proper ones. When you take a mace in your hand, a nice chunk of metal, you know one good blow will do the job. No dancing around in circles. Just smash.
Too right. I feel like a king when I got a nice big cudgel.
I'm surprised you didn't say a sword, since you never stop going on about the sword Ishvan Toth stole from you.
That sword is the only reminder I had of Pa. We forged it together, just before he was slain. But that's another matter. I suppose you've heard enough of that, eh?
Well, you know.
No, it's all right.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in Ishvan's shoes if you ever come face to face with him again.
What? So Radzig ain't dead, though?
Enough, enough. Otherwise we'll be here for hours again hearing how Martin the Smith raised him even though Radzig is his real father. It's complicated, and let's leave it at that. No offense.
Who'll help me tomorrow with getting supplies for the journey back?
We rolled dice for it, and I won, so Conrad goes.
What are you on about?
Enough. Oath, you're no fun at all. There'll be a feast at the castle tomorrow, so forget about supplies.
Anyone for another helping? There's plenty left. Maybe even a bit for morning.
Hmm? No thanks. I must wash myself down a bit.
My words exactly. We can't turn up at Trotsky tomorrow in this state.
Let's go and strip, Henry. Fellas, come and help us get out of this armor.
Are you really going to bathe here, Sir Hans? It don't look none too safe a spot to me.
Oh, don't be such an old woman, Oates. Bring some wine to warm our blood. Yeah, we're not on a trip to the baths here, Sir Hans.
Henry's right, sir. Duty first, fun later.
God's wounds. I haven't been away from Rattay in ages. So, here, I intend to live a little. Blasted iron shirt. Oh, what a relief! I feel like I've just shed 40 pounds.
Ah, Christ. Will I ever live to see his young lordship finally grow up? He's got a good heart, but he doesn't have the sense that he was born with.
Well, responsibility will catch up with him soon enough, though.
There's more chance of me becoming a monk.
That's a view fit for a king. Whew. You were right about our stench. Let's hope this water isn't too cold. You wouldn't want your pride and joy shrinking. I'm more worried about it being too deep. Come on. Oh, that really shrivels the old ball sack. What's the matter? Females! Let's go to them. Sir Hans. Oh, shut up and let's go. But quietly. We don't want them to spot us. Hans. Oh. Head down, Henry. We've got to sneak closer.
خیلی ممنون که تا اینجا ویدیو رو تماشا کردیم. پارت 1 واکتور بازی همینجا تموم میشه. هر یه روز در میون یه قسمت 1 ساعته تقریبا، حالا یا کمتر یا بیشتر، از پارت بازی آپلود میشه. اگه دوست داشتین میتونید ما رو همراهی کنید. خیلی محتوای دیگری قراره بذاریم. اگه دوست داشتین با ما همراه باشین. خیلی ممنون که ویدیو رو تا اینجا تماشا کردین.